Speaking of James Harden, do you, as Philadelphia 76ers fans, hate that you were this close to getting James Harden for Ben Simmons, and now instead his value has plummeted to the following options in my book: Siakam in Toronto, straight up, Jeremy Grant, or CJ McCollum? And would you take any of those three for Ben Simmons? And how much do you hate that you almost got James Harden?
Well, they wanted Maxey, so that ends.
Well,
the
now
discussion.
they're talking about Maxey and Ben Simmons for Lillard, which I guess you could say is Lillard that much better than James Harden? I don't know.
He's in shape.
Like I said, he's playing himself out of that fat suit, dude. I'm just saying, you could have had James Harden.
Yeah, I think James Harden would have been perfect.
And now it's like Siakam? Question mark? Would you take Siakam for Ben Simmons?
No, I wouldn't. And I don't even think Toronto would.
Really?
I don't think it's a good fit.
Yeah, we need someone who could shoot. And we've seen the problem with having Simmons and Embiid and Simmons not be able to shoot. I know Siakam shoots the ball, but he's not considered this great shooter who can space the floor.
Yeah.
That's why I think I thought last year we were for sure going to trade for James Harden, and I think that's what really got in Ben Simmons' head was that failed trade where apparently he thought he was getting traded for James Harden, and it just fell through. And ever since then, I think he's been clocked out, which I can't blame him because if a team's like, all right, we almost traded you, it's like, all right, you don't even want me, so what am I even doing out here? But back to your original question, yeah, I think James Harden would have been perfect on the Sixers, him and Embiid, just pick and roll and just spacing the floor, I think. Even though we would have to give up Maxey and I think some first-round picks, I would – for James Harden coming out of Houston, I think he had been in the MVP like top 3 the last couple of years. He was dominating, putting up like damn near 30 points a game. I would have taken him any day.
I'd like to just address the point about, of course you're going to listen to trade for like, that's what, it's a business. The GM listens to trades. He tries
but
to
Ben
make
Simmons
the
is
best trade.
soft. He's soft. So anything in the media that he hears, he's been probably babied. So he's soft.
Well, he thinks he's this big superstar. He thinks he's above like being traded to some crappy team for a better player, you know?
Right.
He's a diva, as I've said all along, and keeps to be proving that true. So,
all right, Jeremy Grant.
Like
I would take. Go ahead.
You can go, Charlie. You can go.
I was gonna say I would take Jeremy Grant over Siakam.
But would you take it straight up right now?
No, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't trade.
You don't have any options. He's not okay. Before we get CJ McCollum, real quick. CJ McCollum, real quick.
No, I wouldn't.
CJ is just like another Seth Curry. I honestly think at this point Seth Curry is better than CJ McCollum.
Yeah, but you don't have any. Okay, so in this world, then you envision a scenario where either you get more than that, which isn't going to happen, or Ben Simmons comes back and he plays for the 76ers.
I would rather have him come back and play because I think him playing is better than McCollum, Jeremy Grant. I think if we trade him, we're just losing a bunch of value. And I think our only leverage is that we have him under contract, I think, for the next 3 years. So I highly doubt he's going to sit out for the next 3 years. Apparently, there's reports that he's already going broke and might come back to the team because his cash flow.
Really?
There's no way. There's no way.
No, apparently a Philadelphia beat writer reported that he might come back because the way that he spends his money is just like crazy. Apparently he buys like a new car. He has multiple houses. He has a whole entourage and not like he's just spent it all. So I don't know if that was just a media game that they're playing back and forth, but I think eventually he'll come back to this.
So crazy if he spent all the money already. But I could see it. I mean, look, if you buy a couple houses, right, then you're getting in the $20 million range.
Yeah, and he's not just buying.
If you buy I know I used to follow him on Instagram. I know he likes cars.
Yeah.
So if you buy a couple Lambos, that's another.
They said apparently he buys
$2 million.
They said he buys a $500,000 car every month, somewhere around that range.
What to do? What?
He just has them in his garage. Like apparently his house in Los Angeles just has a bunch of them just sitting in the garage, but he just loves cars.
He wants to drive.
He also likes playing video games. Ben Simmons.
He likes doing that instead of just working on his foul shot. Yeah, I could see it, dude. Did you know 80% of these guys go broke within 2 years of retiring? It's in a documentary called Broke. That's insane, though. How much? What was his contract?
He signed.
He
finished his rookie deal, getting like 30 mil over like 4 or 5 years, and then he signed a max deal, like 100+ million, which he hasn't been getting money recently because the Sixers have been not paying him. Yeah, they've been fining him and not paying him his salary. So he probably was living this high lifestyle and now doesn't have the money coming in. So he's probably not broke, but he just doesn't have the money to pay.
Well, he can't buy his Lambos every month anymore. And that's where the mental health came in. He needs the Lambos for the mental health. I think it's insane that you guys can picture him playing again in Philly.
I think
with your fans, really?
No, he would. I think he would like. He would, yeah. He would not be able to survive. He would probably walk off the court in the middle of the game because he would start crying or something like that.
I want him to come in. I think it'd be, even though I root for the Sixers, it'd be so funny if he just came in and just like shot every shot from half court.
That would be good.
Dribbles the ball
At least he would be shooting threes.
He's like, you want me to shoot? I'll shoot.
Yeah, I'll shoot it. I don't care. But he's
not
not that kind of guy.
Every single play.
He's not that kind of guy. Oh,
no, but I do think
make a joke out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do think we can get value. It's not like he's this bum. Like he finished second in Defensive Player of the Year voting. He was a 3 or 2-time All-Star. Like he's not this bum who we would trade for these. I don't want to call them scrubs, but just random players. I think if we.
I heard he's up for grabs.
He's a playoff proven
playoff asset. I mean, look, I just offered you the 3 options that are floating around the Twitter sphere. Okay.
I would say, what I'm hoping for, which I don't think is a real possibility, is that Damian Lillard somehow goes up and says, "Oh, I request a trade," even though he said he'd never do that. And then
you give up Ben Simmons and Maxey for Lillard.
Yeah, I do that. Yeah,
I do that too.
I think the 2 players I do that were Lillard and Harden, but Harden already traded.
I do it for Beal too.
Yeah.
Enough with the Bradley Beal, dude. It's not happening. Washington loves him. He loves Washington. Get over it. All right, moving on. Laughing now, but when when Bradley Beal's making threes in the playoffs, they got to make a move. I think the time is now for the Philadelphia 76ers, especially with Embiid, and you don't know what the fuck, he's amazing, but you don't know
could get hurt
on a day-to-day what the deal is with him. All right. So what would you prefer? You Ben Simmons and Maxey for Lillard? That's like that's like pie in the sky.
I think the Sixers would do. I just think the Trailblazers are holding out.